Okay, we are embedded. You tell me when we're ready to go. Okay. Welcome to the second episode of the Diamond Report. I'm Tom Prince. Today we are going to recognize over 125 baseball players and over 125 softball players. We have been trying to make sure that baseball and softball get their opportunity to be in the limelight. When I first started this whole thing in the media, it was about baseball that I really was going to make sure that they would get more recognition than they ever deserved. And then when the whole COVID thing hit, many people of you know I really pushed to also add softball into the mix. And now we've got the opportunity to both baseball and softball are going to get the opportunity right now to be seen, heard, and recognized. But before we begin, I want to talk about two stories here in Western New York that I really believe need to really come to the forefront. You're going to see right here over to my right on my shoulder, I've got a little orange emblem right on my arm, number 45. That represents Colt 45 down in Portville. Okay, Colt, I got a chance to actually talk to you a little bit on air when we were down at Portville calling the Portville football game. So for those of you who don't know, Colt Matz is the son of head coach down at Portville of the baseball team. Colt has been diagnosed right now with leukemia, and he's begun his treatment at Oishei Children's Hospital. And there has been a huge outpour of support down in the Southtowns Forum. Colt, I promised you on that football game that all of Western New York was behind you. I'm backing it up to prove it to you, buddy. Okay? First of all, your job is to get better because we want to see you. We want to make sure you're getting better. I'm so proud of how far you've come. I know you've got some ways to go. We're going to make sure we're right here fighting for you. There's some big things happening down with all the teams in the Southtowns. We're going to do some more things for you. There's some support right now in Western New York. There are different things to get shirts in his name, to get ribbons in his name. We're going to make sure that we put these links out into the comments at the end of the show, or as soon as we can get some of those links on there. If you're watching this show and you know those links, please feel free to put them into the comments so people can support and help Colt. He is just, what a great kid. I've heard nothing but phenomenal stories about him. But Colt, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, this is between you and I. When you start getting better, and you have a one-on-one interview with me. I want to interview you so you can tell your story and you can make sure you thank the people that you want to thank. You've got two incredible parents. I already know how great you are. Let's make this happen and make it happen soon because I know how great you're going to be. All right? So Colt, we're all behind you. Everybody know that Colt 45 right now, back him up. He needs our help. He needs our support. He needs our prayers, and you got him. We're all going to follow you right here in Western New York. Colt, thanks, buddy. You're awesome. The second one I want to talk about here today is an umpire here in Western New York. Many of you know this umpire. He is probably one of the absolute best. I mean, phenomenal. Every time I see him walk out on a field, I know I got one of the best umpires in Western New York that walks out here. You know him. It's Eric Douglas. And he and his family right now are going through a little bit of a fight. He has got the most beautiful little baby boy that I've seen. This when you see his eyes are just amazing. I couldn't believe the picture that I got a chance to see. You can see when you just look into this boy's eyes, you can fall in love with this one. So he's still an infant is the best way to say it. He's an infant that just needed a new heart. And he's going through some things right now, trying to get better. And Eric and his wife are doing everything they can right now to help that little one. Eric, you've got an entire community behind you. I've seen it. The umpires are behind you. The coaches are behind you. The players are behind you. Everybody is behind you. It really is. Another one where I know Eric is just, like I said, in the whole family. Eric, Kim, everybody is just absolutely phenomenal. And they are not looking for anybody for help. They just, prayers right now are more than anything. Let's keep checking on them. Let's keep doing those things. But I'm going to tell you, the umpires did do a page to support them. I don't care what it is. We all know medical bills can get to a certain point. Whether somebody's asking or not, we can help. Okay, and it's another one. There's 2 families in Western New York that really could use our help. And I want all those support pages to be put in the comments right here so we can help support both of these families. Eric, I cannot wait to see that little one. Okay, I cannot wait to see you out at the fields. I'm telling you, you've got an incredible family. Your family is absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see all of them together. Just know you're in our hearts and our prayers. You really are. Absolutely amazing. So those are the 2 families I want to see. We're the city of good neighbors. It's been said time and time again. Let's show it. Let's be able to help those 2 families. They're absolutely an incredible cause that we want to be out there and talk about. So now, as everybody knows, we're going to get into some of the games. We're going to start recognizing some of the players here in Western New York. Let's start out. I'm going to go one game from last week. I apologize because it was a great game. I wanted to add it in. Last week, East Aurora beat Lakeshore 13-12. It was a walk-off single by Raymond Wojcik with a walk-off single for East Aurora. Dylan Austin, Andrew Woldarczyk, Raymond Wojcik, all with 2 hits and 3 RBIs in this game. Jack LaRoche, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and Lucas Zanner had 7 strikeouts in the win for East Aurora. For Lakeshore, Parker Cornwall hit 3 hits, 2 runs scored. Brendan Herring went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And Aiden Morrissey and Luke Jocelyn each had 2 hits apiece in that one. Now we're going to go to Newport as Newport defeats Niagara Falls 5-1. Spencer Ryler leads the way in the mound with 8 Ks. Nick DiCarlo, Peter Spamini, and Adam Coppins all had 2 hits in this one. For Niagara Falls, Jude Laurie had 2 hits for Niagara Falls in this one. I want stars to go on to this next game as Lockport defeats Ken West 11-3. Listen to this one. Ethan Stevens, 4 for 5. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. I'm going to give credit to right now to Dave Rickey, who actually posted this out, and this is a great stat that I want everyone to realize. Ethan's home run that went over the high fence in center field, why was that significant? The last player to do that was Jonah Heim, who now plays for the Texas Rangers. Ethan, you're going to be something big. You're already proving it, and that is absolutely phenomenal right there. Next, Zach Wisniewski, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Ben Chainley has 9 strikeouts in the pitching win for Lockport. Ben is making his name known right now on the mound. And Reed Lesmeister leads the way for Ken West with all 3 of the RBIs for Ken West. Amherst 22, Maryville 6. Garen Fout, 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs and 4 runs scored in this one. Trevor Tout, grand slam, 2 for 3, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Jack Foster, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Brendan Kantz, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Jack Carney, 3 RBIs in this one. For Maryville, Austin Prelo had 2 hits. Hunter Murphy had 2 hits and 2 RBIs in this one. We're now going to go to Maryville as Maryville wins 3-2 over Pioneer. Dalton Harper goes yard with 2 RBIs for Maryville. And Carson Harper goes 7 innings for the win with 7 strikeouts. Now we're going to go to Will North as Will North wins 11-1 over Jamestown. Connor Holman, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Parker Murray has 3 RBIs in this one, and Parker Murray has 10 strikeouts on the mound. We're going to stay at Will North as they defeated Jamestown 18-5. And Connor Holman stays hot as he goes 3 for 4 again, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Parker Murray goes 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Oscar Emmon goes 2 for 3 with 4 runs scored. Noah Port, 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored. Kyle Finn with 7 strikeouts on the mound. And Aiden Bonta goes 2 for 3 for Jamestown. We're not going to go to Niagara Wheatfield as Niagara Wheatfield wins 8-7 over Lew-Port. Tyler Walton goes 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Michael Huff goes 2 for 2. For Lew-Port's Peter Spamini has 3 hits. Carter Krosek added 2 hits and 3 RBIs for Lew-Port. We're now going to head back down to Portville as Portville wins 8-3 over Ellicottville. Luke Petrazak leads the way with 3 hits. Maxiel and Joe Long with 2 hits each. Joe Long and Michael Cole each had 6 Ks on the mound. Max, as we all know, is the one who's headed out to West Virginia, and he's making his name known big down in Portville. And then for Ellicottville, Lucas Mars leads the team with 3 hits. Ryan DeKay has 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and Blake Frank has 8 strikeouts on the mound for Ellicottville. We're now going to go to Gowanda as Gowanda wins 7-4 over Springville. John Ondas and John Smuda each had 2 hits. Gavin Phillips had 3 RBIs, and for Springville, Garrett Walker with 2 hits, and Austin Boyes has 2 hits for Springville. I got a chance to see that. Garrett Walker, boy, that's going to be a kid we're going to be hearing about in the future. This kid is an athlete, no doubt, and you're going to hear some big things out of him down in Springville. We're now going to go to CSP as CSP wins 6-1 over Cassadaga Valley. Gabe Roth has 18 strikeouts in the victory. I'm going to stay with CSP as CSP wins 10-0 over Westfield, where Derek Sears with a no-hitter for CSP. Some big pitching performance happening for that CSP team as they've come back now together for baseball like we see them in football. We're now going to go to Southwestern as Southwestern defeats Allegheny Limestone 10-2. Nate Johnson goes 6 innings with 18 strikeouts in that one. He also goes 2 for 3 with a triple, a home run, with 3 RBIs, and Aiden Kennedy, the quarterback, goes 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Nate Johnson has a day in that one for Southwestern. We're now going to go to Clarence, as Clarence wins 18-5 over West Seneca West. Landon Leopold goes 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Matthew Majewski, Kavis Mattoon, Owen Newth, all with 2 hits in this one. And Drury Smith had 3 RBIs for Clarence. We're going to stay at Clarence as Clarence defeats Will North 4-0. Dominic Pasteri has 10 strikeouts in this one for Clarence. Now we're going to go to Frewsburg as Frewsburg defeats Ellicottville 7-5. Garrett Brink, Jack Yost with 3 hits apiece. Trayden Gray knocked in all 3 RBIs. And Jack Yost with 8 strikeouts in the win. For Ellicottville, Wyatt Chudy had 2 hits. Brett Krasniski has 2 hits. And Lucas Marsh, no doubt one of the leaders on the field right down there for Ellicottville, has 8 strikeouts on the mound for them. We're now going to go back to East Aurora as East Aurora defeats Pioneers 6-3. Raymond Wojcik with 10 strikeouts for the win. Dylan Austin goes 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run, and Alex Rumfala goes 3 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. For Pioneer, Jack Bunsey goes 2 for 4, and Bryce Hediger goes 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. I'll tell you, get a chance to see Western New York. Raymond Wojcik, love this kid on the mound. Big, strong lefty, can throw the ball. I'll tell you, we've been seeing a lot of big wins come out of him, and that pitching staff, he's leading the way down in East Aurora, making it happen. Raymond, great to see you having some big success. Nichols wins 9-0 over Eden. Pat Perdiziak with the win on 7 strikeouts. Owen Block goes 2 for 2 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. Mike Zacher goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI. Ryan McCarthy goes 2 for 2 with an RBI. And then Nichols also defeats Western New York Maritime 15-1. Luke Colpoys goes for 5 strikeouts, 3 for 3 and an RBI. And yes, that is a very familiar name, as that is the same name as our Player of the Year, where the Colpoys Barrows Cup We're going to try to see what we can accomplish this season. It may not happen this year. It's probably going to pick up back again next year. But that was named in the honor of Player of the Year, and I know it's great to see Luke take the field for Nichols. Pat Prodisiak also went 2 for 3 with an RBI, and Ted Chambers goes 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs in that one. We're now going to go to Roy Hart, as Roy Hart won 14-1 over Newfane. Thomas Russo goes 3 for 5 with 6 RBIs. And then, oh, by the way, he pitched 5 innings with 8 strikeouts in that one. Ryan Metter reached base 3 times in that one, while Tyler Odette goes 2 for 4 for Newfane in that one. So that's it right there for the first round of games that we're going to recognize for baseball. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring in our first interview. As our first interview comes from Hamburg, he's the standout lefty, as Evan Chafee joins me next. Okay, we are back, and now I've got our first interview right here, as he's straight from the field, as he just played Canisius down at Hamburg right now. Do we have a score, Evan?
Not the best score. I think it was 9-5, I believe.
Okay, but it was a great game, and it was a out-of-conference game, so I'm sure pitchers on both sides weren't showing their best pitching right now, just trying to get at bats and make sure you playing games, especially with the weekend that's coming up, because you guys have a big week coming up.
Yeah, real big week.
So I'm sure pitching arms were safe for this one, no doubt. So for those of you who don't know, Evan Chafee right now is committed to the University of Alabama. And it is absolutely one of our stars that we've talked about here on the show. We've talked about it multiple times here. So we really wanted Evan to come in and be able to talk to everybody here in Western New York. So, Evan, my first question for you is, you've come to Hamburg team with very high expectations. Ever since you were in ninth grade, you were coming out and they knew you were the big lefty that was coming in, right? How'd you deal with all those expectations?
Honestly, just ignoring them has been a pretty big part of my game. I know that they're there, everyone knows that they're there, but just kind of focusing on like a process over result is big for me. Like for me, I'm happy as long as my team wins the game, no matter how I do, and that's kind of helped me throughout the past year and a half. It's been pretty difficult. Like there's been some pretty high expectations, but as we keep going, I'm starting to learn a little more that if your team's winning games, you can be happy and just focusing on like as long as you feel good, your body feels good, like all is good. You know what I mean? One game isn't the end of the world.
Oh, no, absolutely. And you notice that. It's a long season too, right? You're noticing that right now. I mean, we're literally 2 weeks into the season. How many games have you already played?
Maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7. We're only 2 weeks into it, right? So, and you really haven't gotten into even the conference play yet, right? So a lot still to happen, no doubt about it. So I really want to do the next question more of kind of an education thing, right, for recruiting. So here's somebody, we're talking about the University of Alabama. How did University of Alabama find you? How did this happen? Like, in other words, they're not coming up here to Western New York for games, right?
No.
So how'd they find you?
I actually had a pretty interesting situation. So I went down to a camp at University of Vanderbilt, just a week camp, nothing crazy, just something you had to pay for, just kind of an experience thing. So I threw pretty well down there, and one of like the counselors there was a junior college coach that was pretty good friends with a coach of a travel team called Elite Squad, which is based down in Florida. They're a pretty good program. A lot of guys end up in the MLB or committed to a big-time Power 5 college. So I'm thinking I go down there and just throw for 5 innings down there in Florida 2 falls ago, just a fall tournament down in Florida. And the coach there he has some really good connections with guys at like Florida and Alabama, obviously. So as soon as I'm done pitching, I get that guy's number, one of the coaches at Alabama. And from there on, it's history. I just ended up talking to them for a while, and next thing you know, I'm down there for a camp. And a month or 2 later, I'm committed there.
That's fantastic. Wow. Unbelievable. Evan, we had a little problem with your audio on the first question. Do you mind if we go back to that first question and ask her again?
Mm-hmm.
So my first question that I came out and asked was, you've come to Hamburg team with very high expectations, right? And they said, this was the lefty. I remember hearing him in 9th grade. I heard whispers at 7th grade. This lefty's coming up. Wow, right? We heard some great things that we knew Evan was coming up along the way. And he can throw, he can deal. He's hitting some big numbers out there. So how did you deal with all those expectations coming in here?
For me, I just ignored them, honestly. I know, like, it's been pretty tough dealing with it the past year and a half. I'm starting to learn and get better at it. But for me, just focusing more on, like, the process of pitching and having fun and staying healthy has been really important over, like, a result of putting up some numbers, something like that. So lately, like, as long as my team's winning, I'm happy with how the result is. And that's just kind of something I have to live by from now on, because I know that there's going to be bad days and there's going to be good days, and you just have to stay grounded and make sure that you're being the best person you can be on and off the field every single day.
You know, like we've talked about it over and over again. I've said this as a coach, and you've heard a lot of coaches say it. If you're successful only 3 out of 10 times, right? You're a Major League Baseball player right there. Is one of the an all-star is what we're talking about, right? And that means you failed 7 times. So you're absolutely right. The more that we can figure out how to get a little bit better, how to learn from those mistakes, and how to get better and better, it truly is, you know, a sport that you can do that and learn from that from game to game. And then Evan, when he first came in, told us that he had played Canisius, and it looked like that the Canisius score he thought was 9-5. He wasn't, don't hold him to it, right? But he said it was a good game, and we knew that there wasn't a lot of, you know, pitching probably seen at both sides, as they're both, Canisius is about to get ready to run for the Monsignor Martin division, and then you guys are about to go through a big stretch run in your ECIC division right there. So that catches us back up. So listen, there's one game that every player can go back to where they know they could be special. They knew something says, you know, I may be able to do something in this sport, right? What's the one game for you?
I'll go back to what I said earlier. I was pitching down at this camp in Vanderbilt. Each kid only got like 2-3 innings, so I'm pitching like 8 o'clock on Hawkins Field at Vanderbilt in front of all these coaches like Tim Corbin, all these coaches at Vanderbilt. And I mean, at the time, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like Vanderbilt, this is crazy, like one of the best baseball schools in the country. I was like, this is a really good opportunity for me. And I had no idea. So I just go out there and pitch, you know, I'm not thinking much. The next thing you know, like, all these coaches at Vanderbilt are like, oh, like what schools are talking to you? Like, and I was like, I'm not talking, like, I'm not talking to anyone. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I didn't think I was this good. And so like, I came out of there, and I remember calling my dad, like, they said that they want me. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And from there on, it just kind of changed my perspective. I was like, you know what? Like, maybe I can play some college baseball. Like, I had no idea at the time, like, what would end up happening 2 years later.
That's awesome. That really is. That's a great story right there. So listen, you've come up through the ranks known to everybody as a pitcher, right? You're even told the story as a pitcher.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. I know you can hit and play the field too. We all know it, right? But there are a lot of people that may not realize that. So tell me how you've worked on other parts of your game to help bring that up too. So in other words, meaning you play first base predominantly, right? And then it's also you hit in the lineup, and you hit in a strong spot in the lineup. So talk about how you develop that part of your game.
I know, like, it's not easy. I mean, especially like this time of year, like, I'm throwing pretty hard, so it's hard to like get my friends to come out and catch me. So whenever we go out and do anything, it's always hitting. So I know me and Tyler Sawick on my team and Nolan Hevern, those boys, like, all fall and all spring, we're always outside, like, once a week getting outside and hitting just by ourselves. And like, that's always been a big part for me, because like, anyone can go and have a great swing when they're around a coach, but when you're around your friends and it's really free and easy, like, that's when you really learn the most about who you are as a baseball player, just how you're willing to work. And that's definitely been a big part for my game. And then just playing other sports as well. Like, we play basketball all the time, whether it's in school, out of school, and it's just been a really good experience, like, being able to be an athlete throughout the year.
That's great. So my last question, we talked about right now, you're about to go on your run, right? So talk about what the keys to success will be for Hamburg to go after a sectional crown.
Definitely just playing to our strengths. Like, we know what our identity is as a team. We're a really good hitting team. I think we have a really deep lineup, and we can pitch too. And if we stick to those things, the other stuff will come. And we know that if we can rely on our bullpen guys, which I know we can do, and we rely on our guys in the middle and bottom of the order, which I know we can do, like, we'll be successful. And just focus on the process of just playing it game by game. Every game is the most important game. I think we can do it for sure. I think we can make a really big run.
Fantastic. Evan, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I know you came straight for a game. You didn't have to do that. But I'll tell you, I know Western New York loves hearing these stories. We really have seen a lot today so far. But listen, class act. I love having you on. You were a guest I wanted to bring on. I think there are some great things in front of you. Go achieve those. Just make sure we all hear about it after you do, all right?
For sure. Thanks for having me out.
Awesome. Thanks, Evan.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
At Cairo First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own.
Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more, your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Cairo First has been taking care of my back needs for the past 4 years. His staff treats you like family. I've had the traction, I've had the massage done, and every time leave here feeling fresh and brand new.
Cairo First Wellness Center. Your health and well-being, our passion.
We are back from the Diamond Report. We had a great interview there with Evan, and now we're going to go ahead and finish off the scores here for baseball. We're going to go back to Portville. Maxiel leads the way with 9 strikeouts on the mound, and at the plate goes 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Luke Petrozak 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and Joe Long adds 2 hits also. West Seneca West, we're going to go to next. As they win 4-1 over Orchard Park, sophomore John Hosfordter gets his 3rd win of the season already with 5 strikeouts in the win over Orchard Park. Trevor Krell has 2 RBIs in this one for West Seneca West. For Orchard Park, Ben and Roman Gasella each have 2 hits in the game for Orchard Park. We're going to stay at Orchard Park as Orchard Park wins 14-4 over West Seneca West. Ben Gasella goes 3 for 4. That's the quarterback in Orchard Park. I told you in his games, watch out, he may be even better in baseball, and he's proven it here early on as he's standing out already on that team. Jay Collins goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Mike Evans, Matt Armstrong, and Scotty Hess all have 2 hits in this one. Nolan Oliver had 3 hits for West, while Hosfordter stays hot with 2 hits himself for West Seneca West. Now we're going to go to Silver Creek as they win 13-4 over Brockton. Jonah Fox goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Hunter Prinsbach goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Aiden Piccolo goes 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. And Aiden Piccolo also has 8 strikeouts on the mound. And Nathan Laredo had 2 hits in the game for Brockton. We're now going to go to Will East as Will East wins 11-1 over Lancaster. Mike Stelrek goes 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Cooper Rossano goes 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Glenn McClaney goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And Jacob Clowen has 2 hits in the game for Will East. Now we're going to go to Randolph as Randolph wins 11-0 over Cassadaga Valley. Ashton Bushy with 8 strikeouts in the win, while Xander Hine and Peyton Slade each have 2 hits apiece. Now we're going to go to Wilson as Wilson wins 7-1 over Barker. Tyler Johnson and Noah Yerney each had 2 hits in this one, while Connor Ernst had 7 strikeouts on the mound in the victory. Jared Black had 2 hits for Barker in this one. We're going to stay at Wilson, where Wilson defeated Barker 7-2 this time. Tyler Johnson with 10 strikeouts in this one. Noah Yerney goes 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Mike Miller with 3 hits, and Connor Ernst goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. We're now going to go to the city as City Honors beats Western New York Maritime 19-1. Matt Cambria with a home run and struck out 8 of the 9 batters he faced. And Xavier Mann also hit a home run and added a double and a triple in that one. We're going to stay there at City Honors as they beat Hutch Tech 17-5. Quinn Mahoney hit a home run and added 4 RBIs in that one. And then for the last one, we're going to stay at City Honors as they have 20 hits in beating Lafayette 16-0. Connor Kiefer went 4 for 4 with 3 runs and 2 RBIs. And Matt Cambria and Xavier Mann goes 2 for 2 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs for City Honors. Boy, they are looking good right now. We're now going to go to Fredonia. Yes, Fredonia wins 14-5 over Allegheny Limestone. Dominic Gullo leads the way, going 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Joey Van Dett goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. And Simon Davis and Gabe Schrader each have 2 hits in this one also. For Allegheny Limestone, Jake Brink, Weston Stevenston, and Matt Giardini each had 2 hits for Allegheny Limestone. We're going to stay at Fredonia as they win 8-0 over Lakeshore. Nick Frazier and Jake Helmer combined for the shutout win, while Joe Gullo and Alex Rush, I apologize. Alex Rush lead the way with the bats, each going 2 for 3 in this one. Next, we're going to go to Depew. As Depew wins 14-2 over East Aurora. Jesse Capitano with 11 strikeouts for the win also went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Jack Molino goes 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs. Josh Tulin, Riley Kubiak, and Eric Woodley all had 2 hits apiece. Raymond Wojcik had 7 strikeouts on the mound for East Aurora in the loss, as we've talked about Raymond multiple times already in this broadcast. Then we're going to stay there as Depew wins 17-4 over East Aurora. Yeah, another big game from Christian Pagano, who goes 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 4 runs in this one. Nick Karniski, Luke Kuzmansky each had 2 hits, and Jesse Capitano added 3 RBIs. Now we're going to go to Medina. We did this game as Medina won 15-1. It's actually as one of the broadcasts that we did. Brian Fry went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. AJ Seafelt went 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Joe Cicchini goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. We named him one of our players of the game for Medina in that one as he pounded 2 doubles out to the wall. And then Zach Fike gets the win in this one, and he was our other player of the game with a great pitching performance for Medina in that one. And I'll tell you, like I said, is AJ Seafelt and Brian Fry also had good games in that one too. And then we had another one. We're going to stay there as Medina wins 3-2 over Akron in the second one. Medina wins a thriller versus Akron, a walk-off in the 9th. Austin Mosier draws a 9th inning walk, and then pinch runner Hayden Woodrow scored on a pass ball. AJ Seafelt goes 1 for 3. Zach Fike goes 2 for 4. Xander Payne, the quarterback, comes out with 8 innings pitched and 7 strikeouts in this one. And then our last one we're going to talk about here is Tonawanda 12, Lakeshore 11. Tonawanda gives up a big lead, but walks it off in the bottom of the 7th with a single by Colin Zientara. Joe Downey goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs. Casey Wright goes 2 for 4 with 3 runs. Brian Stone goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And Joe McDonald has 3 RBIs in this one for Tonawanda. So that right there concludes our baseball section of this. No doubt you can see some special things are happening, whether it was all the way up in Lockport or all the way down in Portville. We're definitely covering multiple games. I know we didn't get every game. I get it. We're trying to cover a lot of the games where we see big things happen. Before, when we started this, I used to highlight people who had 3 hits in a game, people who had 4 RBIs in a game, people who had more than 7 strikeouts in a game. So I try to get the games where we see a lot of those things happening, and then we can recognize even more people from that game. So that's kind of what we do. I can't get everyone. I try to be able to pull stats from different areas. Sometimes I can't get a game. But I'll tell you, if you think you need to be recognized, please make sure Coach goes ahead and sends in any of those results to me so that we can make sure you and your team get recognized. But thank you so much for joining us so far in the Diamond Report. We got softball still to come. We got some big performances to come. And I'll tell you, we got a fantastic interview as we've got another star pitcher coming your way. She's coming from Lancaster as Maddie Balk is going to join us here shortly. So, Western New York, thanks for joining me, and can't wait for the next half hour.
I
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Are you in pain from a no-fault car accident? Don't wait. Call RES Physical Medicine and Rehab today and take advantage of our 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. One of our medical professionals will see you within 48 hours. RES offers DXD imaging for a more accurate diagnosis in less time. This allows our doctors to coordinate the most effective treatment plan to get you on your way to recovery faster. Feel better with RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. Click or call today to learn more.
So I want to welcome everybody back to the Diamond Report as now we go softball. Before we start, I do want everybody to understand you see a patch kind of around my arm right here with the number 45. This is to support a 10-year-old Portville boy who is suffering from leukemia. And the orange is the leukemia awareness ribbon color is what they use. And it's known 45 as Colt 45, his nickname. This boy right now is the son of head coach Mike Matz down in Portville, and he is right now up here at Buffalo at the Oshai Children's Hospital right now going through all his treatments. I wanted him to know that we are supporting him. This is a phenomenal 10-year-old boy, and I want to make sure that all of Western New York knows that we're supporting him. You're going to see things in the comments hopefully here shortly as we're going to make sure all that stuff be able to get posted in there so that we know how to support him. We also talked about an umpire today that is going through some things with his family. We got a young boy who got a new heart and definitely can be out there, and we want to be able to support him and do everything we can for him too. So we've got two great families that we want to support, and we went over that a little bit today. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to go right into our games first, and then we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring in Maddie Ball because she's going to come in and talk to us. Boy, she is having a season as she just had she had a perfect game. She just missed it being a perfect game as she's got 20 out of 21 that she struck out in that one, and can't wait to talk to her a little bit about that one. So we got some big things to talk about here today. So we're going to start off. I'm going to start off at Ken West as Ken West wins 10-3 over North Tonawanda. Victoria Hatch has a home run, goes 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored. Leah Fran goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And Olivia Foglia Leffler goes 2 for 2 in that one for Ken West. We're now going to go to Nardin as Nardin wins 9-0 over Sacred Heart. Juliana Verni gets the win with 18 strikeouts on the mound. It's been pitching, and we've heard some phenomenal pitching performances coming out of our pitchers in Western New York. Emily Gorman had 3 RBIs in this one. Juliana also added 2 RBIs to help herself out, and Anna Castelvetri had 2 RBIs in this one for Nardin. Now we're going to head to St. Mary's as St. Mary's wins 17-7 over Mount St. Mary. Alex Packard goes 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Lauren Henrich goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Chloe Sell goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Anna Dovey, Katie Fahey, and Allie Beardy each added 2 hits in this one. For Mount St. Mary, Paige Golan goes 3 for 5. Sophia Young goes 2 for 4. And Gianna Rich adds 2 hits in this one for Mount St. Mary. We're going to stay right at that one again as St. Mary's this time defeats Mount St. Mary 12-2. Allie Beardy goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Lily Locke goes 3 for 4. Chloe Sell goes 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And Isabella Farina goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored in this one. And Halana Illig goes 2 for 3 for Mount St. Mary's. Now, we're going to go to the game last night. So for those of you, I hope you get a chance. If you haven't seen this game, it's out all over our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our YouTube page, our website. Go check this one out. It was absolutely phenomenal. I got to set the tone for this one a little bit. Lakeshore goes up early 6-0, and it looked like it was going to be all Depew. The wind was blowing out tremendously. The clouds were coming in. We had weather coming in this one in the end, and I'll tell you, it goes back and forth. It was 6-0 Lakeshore. Depew comes back and takes the lead 8-6. Lakeshore battles back again. Then Lakeshore takes the lead. Then we have a big seventh inning where we have more home runs. It was just unbelievably back and forth. If you want to watch a fun game, this is one you want to watch. Check it out. It's on our Western New York Athletics pages as Stu Boyer has the call with me on this one. And I'll tell you, Stu Boyer, one of the best. You want to make sure you listen to it. But here's some of the recap. Carly Frazier for Lakeshore goes 4 for 4 with 5 runs, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Abby Haynes goes 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Alyssa Chaplin goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Shani Gonzalez goes for 2 RBIs in this one. And I want to give some special credit to Gabby Rodriguez, the catcher behind the plate. Did a phenomenal job behind the plate. She really commanded the zone. She did a great job blocking the ball. There were a lot of things she did big defensively, and I wanted to make sure she got some recognition in this one. And then for Depew. Boy, I'm going to tell you, their catcher, unbelievable. Mia Vanelli, 2 for 5, 2 home runs with a grand slam, and I think there's a ball she hit that is still out there that may not have landed yet. Because this sucker, when she hit it, you knew it was gone, both her home runs, the minute she hit it. But the grand slam actually hits the ball mark where it says ball for balls and strikes, and actually hits it on the scoreboard that high. This thing was a shot, and I'm going to tell you that. And she is only a freshman that's out there. And I'll tell you, Coach, we got a good chance to talk to him before, and he really believes that when Mia gets a chance and it's time for her to really go through the recruitment process and it gets a chance for her to be seen, that she will be one of the players in Depew that may be one of the players to watch out for the next level that really could go something big Division I wise. And I'll tell you, big, tall catcher. You can see she's got all the things, all the intangibles, and she's already got it as a freshman. I'm telling you, watch out, Western New York. This Mia Vanelli is going to be something else. And then Jordan Koenig, another one. She hits a home run. It was back-to-back. Mia hits the grand slam. Jordan Koenig follows it up with a home run. She goes 4 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. She was also the pitcher that was out there. I'll tell you, I absolutely love Jordan's changeup. She's got a lot to provide right there. But Jordan, great job out there. Kaylee Kristoff goes 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. And Kennedy Cotton had 2 hits in this one for Depew. We're now going to go to Dunkirk. We have another perfect game. We reported this at the last week, but let's give you a little more details. As Ashley Gatoka has 13 strikeouts for the perfect game. Courtney Zatorsky has an RBI and a run scored to account for the 2 runs scored by Dunkirk. But Ashley Gatoka, I'm telling you, this girl is for real. This young woman, I'm telling you, watch out, because she throws a perfect game and then she backs it up with a no-hitter. So then she goes against Allegheny Limestone. Dunkirk 6, Allegheny Limestone. Gatoka then throws a no-hitter with 19 strikeouts in that one. Courtney Zatorsky has 3 RBIs. Summer Clark goes 2 for 3. And Jamaldine Pacheco goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. But I'll tell you, this is another name to watch out for, Western New York, because no doubt big things are happening down in Dunkirk. So now we're going to go to the Buffalo division as Leonardo da Vinci wins 15-4 over McKinley. Gloria Neves, a first-year player, goes 4 for 5, scored a double with 1 run and an RBI. Pitcher Emily Perez went 3 for 3 with 2 walks, 2 triples, 5 RBIs, pitched a complete win with 14 strikeouts, and ready for this one, and had an unassisted triple play to close out the game. Not had to finish the game that way. Unbelievable right there, as Emmy Perez really has a fantastic game for Leonardo da Vinci's. We're now going to go to Forestville as they pick up the win 7-6 over Gowanda. Dakota Van Arsdell with the decisive run in the bottom of the 7th inning. She actually has a hard shot that gets in the infield to plate a runner on an error, and that's how the game's going to end. Alexis Alguieri pitched a complete game, striking out 14. Lauren Pierce and Nicole Tempio each had 2 hits for Forestville. Cameron Nagel had 10 strikeouts in 7 innings and went 3 for 4 at the plate for Gowanda. And Zoe Cota opened up the scoring with a solo home run herself. We've also talked about Zoe Cota. She's a big player right now here in Western New York. We're now going to go to Grand Island. As Grand Island wins 7-4 over Niagara-Wheatfield, Izzy Pezdek pitches 5 1/3 innings for the win. Casey Goddard comes in for the save. Haley Combs goes 3 for 5. Morgan Tollner goes 4 for 5. And Izzy Pezdek goes 3 for 5. And then Sasha Zayats goes 2 for 3 for Niagara-Wheatfield. We're going to stay at Grand Island as they win 10-0 over Ken East. Casey Goddard, complete game shutout with 9 strikeouts in the win. Morgan Tollner went 3 for 4. The big fourth inning led by Grand Island's victory with RBIs from Izzy Pezdek, Haley Combs, and Grace Carey in this one. Now we had a big game as Albion wins 9-8 over Wilson. It was a walk-off victory after Albion loaded the bases in the bottom of the 7th with no outs. The winning run ended up on a throwing error, but they had 16 hits in this one as Kenzie Heppeman, 3 for 5 and an RBI. Ali Kanak goes 3 for 4 with a walk and 2 RBIs. Bryn Dizard goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Amani Poole goes 2 for 4 and an RBI. Faith Woody goes 2 for 4, and Ryan Oyles goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. We're now going to go to Falconers. Falconer wins 13-7 over Southwestern. Macy Youngberg goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Nicole Youngberg goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Tess Spackenberg goes 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and RBI. Ashley Pierce goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. And Emily Melquist goes 2 for 3 with a run scored. For Southwestern, Allie Durnell goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a home run. And Katie Lowe goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Listen to this, folks. Eden is for real and is again. Listen to the scores in their last 5 games. 20-0, 20-0, 12-0, 20-0, 22-0. They have outscored their opponents 94-0 in their last 5 games. And it's led by the pitching staff. Marissa Calloway leads the way in 2 of them with 13 strikeouts in one, 14 strikeouts in the other. In those games, Caitlin Schmidt leads the way with 13 hits. Lydia Kobe has 11 hits. Jordan Lauer has 9 hits. Marissa Calloway has 8 hits. Brooke Woodard has 8 hits. Grace Canfield has 8 hits. Alyssa Johnson has 6. And Haley Pompeo has 6 hits in this one for Eden. We're now going to go to Will North as Will North defeats Orchard Park 5-4 in a close one. Abby Weisenberg goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Maria Zwink with the walk-off for the win. And Sarah Parsick has 10 strikeouts in the win for Will North. For Orchard Park, Ava Farina goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Abby Torgerson goes 2 for 3, and Ella Stewart has 2 RBIs in this one for Orchard Park. We're going to stay at Will North as our last score update before we go to our next interview. Will North wins 10-3 over Frontier. Ella Johal goes 4 for 5 with 4 runs scored and an RBI. Abby Weisenberg goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. Lauren Flynn goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Hallie Lurimer goes 2 for 4. Danny Stephanie has 2 RBIs in this one. And Sarah Parse again has 10 strikeouts in the win. Frontier was led by Jill Locher for 2 for 4 in this one. So right there, those are our first scores reported right now for softball. Get ready. We've got another big interview. You're going to like this one as now Maddie Balk, the next star here in Western New York on the mound. We're going to talk to her next. Join us here shortly as we hear from our sponsors.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
At Cairo First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own.
Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more. Your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Chiro First has been taking care of my back needs for the past 4 years. His staff treats you like family. I've had the traction, I've had the massage done, and every time leave here feeling fresh and brand new.
Chiro First Wellness Center. Your health and well-being. Our passion.
We are back to the Diamond Report, and you see I've got my guest, Maddie Balk, right now. So, Maddie, before we get into this, I want to go over what's happened so far for Lancaster, right? So, Lancaster defeats Hamburg in 5 innings, highlighted by 16 team hits. Sam Weber leads the way with 4 hits, 5 runs, and 4 RBIs. Lancaster dropped an 8-inning contest. Wow, this was big. And this is right when Julianne came from that game to here, right here, to be able to go. And it goes, so this is, listen to this. Not only was this a fantastic game, but Maddie strikes out 20. She struck out 20 in that game, while Julianne Bolton struck out 16, in which all the runs for both teams were scored on some wild pitches, is what it was, on her pass balls.
Yeah, pass balls.
Yeah, it was just crazy. It was just a crazy finish, I know, to that one. And then in a non-league game, Lancaster defeated Amherst in 5 innings. Haley Guncher, her first varsity win on the mound, and Brooke Frost went 3 for 4 with 3 runs and 2 RBIs in that one. Lancaster defeated Nardin 1-0, where it's, again, now she flips it, right, on this side. You were going head-to-head in that one with Juliana Verdi, right, early on, as she pitched 6 innings and no runs and 6 strikeouts. But Maddie Balk has a perfect game in which she strikes out 20 of 21 batters she faced. Consecutive bunts by Sam Weber. Maddie LaPlenta plated Lancaster's run in the 6th inning. And then Brooke Frost also had 2 hits in that one for Lancaster. So listen to this, everybody. On the season so far, Maddie has 100 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings. She's only allowed in 38 innings 9 hits. And she's walked 1, right? She's held her opponents to their batting average of a .071. I don't know what to say. That's impressive. Congratulations so far in the season you're having. So I got to ask, first of all, you know you're pitching a perfect game at one point, right? You know it's happening. You got to have a feel it's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, it's afterwards. It's already happened, right? I know it's happening. At what point in the game did you realize it was happening?
Probably like the 6th or 7th inning.
So that late?
Yeah.
Okay.
After I went through the lineup once, the one hit, or like the one put out that they got, was off of a rise ball, and it was just a grounder to second. And then I realized, okay, we can actually like get this for once.
Wow. So it was a ground ball to second was the only ball that they put into play.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So as you realize in the 6th, 7th inning, right? Do you get nervous at all?
Not really.
Okay.
I was feeling pretty confident that day, and I was like, I can do this.
That's awesome. And by the way, I asked the same question to Julianne when she was here. She said the same thing you did. She's like, you know what? It was no way. I just knew I was going to go get it. That is great, and it just shows what separates you. Because there are a lot of people that would get nervous in those things, and it just shows the game and the different mentality that you have out there on the mound. No doubt about it. So right now, we just went through those stats. They are absolutely unbelievable, and people would just die for stats like that. What's the biggest reason for your success this year?
I think it's just been all the hard work I put in over the off season. I've had like probably 5 to 6 practices a week with pitching and just like training in general. And I've been really good about just measuring like my speeds and my spin rates to make sure that I could always improve that. It's like our saying with my pitching coach is always what gets measured gets accomplished. So that's kind of been like the motto for this off season. And I've seen just really big improvements off of that. So I think just making sure I measured stuff to get better.
So now you say 5 days a week, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm correct, I know you don't play travel ball anywhere around here. Your travel ball is played in Tennessee, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, I remembered from our interview that we did before. So help me fill in the gaps right here. You're not going to Tennessee 5 days a week.
No, this is just like in Buffalo at like Softball Central or
Okay.
Sports Performance Park, just going there on those days.
So you're working with pitching coaches here is what
Mhm.
you're doing. And then you've got a team. She travels to Tennessee to go play all her travel ball, correct?
Mhm.
Just unbelievable. Just shows the commitment that she's made. So let's talk a little bit about your college search, right? I understand right now this is the time a high school athlete just thrives on, right? You're going through your whole search. So at one point you did commit. It looked like it was Penn State. Am I correct?
Yes.
But you've decided now that you're gonna hold off on that decision and you're gonna open up the recruiting process.
Yeah.
So talk about what your thought process was there.
My thought process was that because of COVID, we weren't able to meet coaches in person, like at camps, or have them come to tournaments, and I wasn't able to really go to that many tournaments last year. And I just wanted coaches to see like how much I have developed and just get out there again, just to see the opportunities. And it's always been like a dream of mine to like go through that process and just have the coaches like back there. I think that's so cool. And I'm really excited for it. And the support I've been getting from people is amazing. I did not expect it, but I'm really thankful for it.
That is awesome. I'm going to tell you. Listen, coaches out there, if you're watching, you better look at her. Because I'm telling you, with stats that you've seen, I'm telling you, look at this young woman. She's got something to prove out there, and there's no doubt about it. So, listen, I've also had a couple little birdies out there tell me that you like to give your time to some of the younger girls that are coming up. And when I say that, I don't mean on your team. I mean younger girls, like 10U players, 11U players, and different age groups like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
I love it so much. It's like my favorite thing ever. I help out this USSA Pride team, and I actually just went to a tournament of theirs this past weekend, and I got to watch them play. And it's just so cool to see them at practice, and they're going to be so good when they're older. It's just like so much fun to watch them, and being able to work with them is just like such a blessing to me. I never knew like I could impact this many lives. But they make my day, and two of the girls, Abby and Bella, I've known them for a while now, and they've kind of always stuck with me, and I'm their biggest fans. I'm all their biggest fans. I love that team.
Maddie, do you realize how much those girls look up to you, though? They look up to you like, yeah, I trust you. They do. And they're looking up to you because they want to not only learn from the best, but they're realizing, boy, this is someone they want to emulate and be just like. And that shows a lot for you and your character. It really does. And coaches, that's the type of person that's looking for a coach at college. That's exactly it. That shows leadership. That shows coaching ability. That shows multiple things that a coach is out there going to be looking for. So of all those, because you had two here that obviously been following you along the way, there has to be a story that's out there that you're like, boy, I hold this one so close to my heart.
There's actually, I've been thinking about this a lot. This one girl, Claire, she has a lesson before me, and sometimes I'll help out with my pitching instructor. Like, if it's a younger girl, he'll have me work with them too. And Claire, I'm also her biggest fan. I love being able to like come in and like see her. And one day she hit her top speed, and then she got so excited that made me excited, so I hit my top speed that day.
Oh, no way.
And then the following week, we did this like little game where it was like mirror each other, and we had to it was like a challenge to see who could do the motion better. And then she got to radar me, and that was my favorite thing ever. Like her just sitting on the bucket doing my speeds, that just made my day.
That is a great story. Wow, how can you see that? You hit your personal best, and then you go out as a coach and do the same thing? Wow, that's unbelievable. Oh, that's a great story. So listen, you know now that you've done some great things, and those numbers have proven it, right? And we've got some great numbers we're hearing all throughout Western New York. But what do you believe separates you as a pitcher from everybody else?
I think what separates me is that I used to be more of a thrower. I used to go for speed. But now I've learned to just go for spin, and I have seen so much improvement with that. I really spent the 2 years working on my spins, and now I'm adding speed to that. But just using the three weapons of spin, speed, and spot, and just being able to combine those. And also I've learned to identify my spin axes in games and just work on being able to make those fine-tuned adjustments. And being able to like record everything in between innings. I'll write down the pitches that I threw so I knew the sequence for when the batter gets up next.
Wow.
I have a lot of notebooks.
Wow. That just shows it right there. If somebody's going in and chronicling everything that they're doing from a pitch within a game, that's right there showing the difference of what you're doing and what separates you from other people that are out there. Maddie, wow. Very, very impressed so far. So now you know the key for a team victory right now is a sectional title. Yeah. You know Lancaster's going to be in that hunt every single year. What's the keys to success to Lancaster winning the sectional title?
I think the key is just making sure that our hitting all comes together that day with our small ball and our power hitting. We have really fast girls like Sam Weber and Maddie LaPenta. They're so fast. That shocks me every time I see them run. And then our power hitters like Morgan and Lauren and pretty much the whole team, we can all really hit. And I think once that all clicks together, and we'll be able to win this sectional. And our defense has been pretty solid so far. So if we can just put everything together, I think we could do it.
That's awesome. Well, Maddie, I want to say thanks so much for joining me today in the Diamond Report.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We loved having you. Great answers here. I'll tell you, no doubt, great year to come. I can't wait to see where you end up. We are going to do our best to get out there for a Lancaster game so that we can make sure we actually broadcast one of your games that you're on the mound. I can't wait to actually see it all live. So, Maddie, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home. I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
Are you in pain from a no-fault car accident? Don't wait. Call RES Physical Medicine and Rehab today and take advantage of our 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. One of our medical professionals will see you within 48 hours. RES offers DXD imaging for a more accurate diagnosis in less time. This allows our doctors to coordinate the most effective treatment plan to get you on your way to recovery faster. Feel better with RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. Click or call today to learn more.
All right, we are back with the Diamond Report as we finish this one out. Do our final recognition of games right here. We're going to go to Randolph as Randolph wins 8-4 over Pine Valley. Miranda Waterman goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Aliana Bunker goes 2 for 4. Ella Conley goes 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Abby Mansfield goes the distance for the win and 8 strikeouts. And Sydney Dahl goes 2 for 3 for Pine Valley. We're now going to go to Will East as Will East wins 8-2 over Sweet Home. Summer Clark, 12 strikeouts with the win. She also goes 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs. Alexa Pieri goes 3 for 3 with an RBI. Carly Aquilino goes 2 for 2. Ella Wislowski goes 2 for 4. This young lady is hot. I'm telling you, we got a chance to see her play against Will South. She had upped her average to over 800. I'm telling you, she's somebody you're going to be hearing from next as one of our next people to bring into the show. Ella is having a year. Watch out what she's doing. So Caitlin Snyder goes 2 for 3 with an RBI, and Brielle Wark goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And I'll tell you, what a week Iroquois is having. Even though there's been some losses, wait till you hear some of these scores that we've seen coming from Iroquois. It has just been unbelievable as they've had close games in all of their games. But this one is a 1-0 win over Will South as Maggie Lenda with the win and 13 strikeouts. Marissa Cosmel and Alexa Shiramonte each had 2 hits apiece for Iroquois in that one. We're now going to go to Niagara Falls, as Niagara Falls wins 22-7 over Newport. Kaylee Griffith goes 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 3 runs. Jessica Egan goes 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Emilia Mara goes 3 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And Abby Roser goes 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored and an RBI. Ariana Butera goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Madison Veltz goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. And Leah Zacher goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. For Lewiston Porter, Megan Bio goes 2 for 3 with an RBI and runs scored. Brooklyn Langer goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And Serenity Fitzgerald goes 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. We're now going to go to Nardin, as Nardin wins 9-0 over Maryville. Aaron Newer throws a perfect game with 18 strikeouts in this one. Juliana Verney goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. Emily Gorman goes 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs. And then Aaron also goes 2 for 4 and a run scored in that one. Aaron, wow, what a pitching performance. As you hear, that's been the highlight so far in Western New York. Now we're going to go back to 2 of those Iroquois games. So here now Iroquois loses 4-3, but loses on literally an end of game right here as Willys comes behind for the win. Kirsten Smith goes 1 for 1. She has the game-winning RBI. Summer Clark is the winning pitcher with 10 strikeouts. Brielle Wark goes 1 for 3 with an RBI and run scored. Marissa Cosmo goes 2 for 4 with an RBI and run scored. And Alexa Sharamonte goes 2 for 3 in that one for Iroquois. And then Iroquois loses another tight one as West Seneca East wins 2-0 over Iroquois. Olivia Russ was the winning pitcher with 8 strikeouts, and Maggie Lenda goes for 7 strikeouts and goes 2 for 2 in that one for Iroquois. Boy, Iroquois had some great games, though. I know they would want the wins in that one, but I'll tell you, it just shows how strong that Iroquois team can be. So now we're going to go to Will East again as Will East wins 6-1 over Will South. Yes, we broadcasted that game. Please check it out on either our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our Twitter page, or our website. This was another great one, as this one was even tighter than the score did. And I'll tell you, there's one play in this one that you could look to. There was a ball that went right down the first baseline, could have gone either way. Some will say it was foul, some will say it was fair that went over. It was that tight. But that really was the difference where you saw Willys take off from there. And Ella Weslowski, again, that's the name we've talked about. She's the catcher. She's the hitting sensation right now as she went 3 for 3 in this one. Summer Clark, the winning pitcher, 7 strikeouts. She goes 2 for 3 also. Emily Wendt goes 2 for 3 with an RBI, and Brianna Willett goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And for Will South, Gia Ganji also goes 2 for 3 and an RBI, and Gia also was pitching in that performance too. We're going to stay at Will South as they win 11-3 over Clarence. Olivia Ruggiero goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. MJ Martin goes 2 for 4. Bree Dewey goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. And Sydney Local Key goes 2 for 2 with an RBI and run scored. And then Mary Blashak goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, a run scored, and a home run in that one. Tessa Byrne goes 2 for 3, and Ella Pulowski goes 2 for 4 for Clarence in that one. We're going to stay at Will South as they win 8-7 over Star Point. Marissa Browley goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a run scored, and a home run. Gia Ganji goes 2 for 4. Sydney Lokoki, and Sydney, I apologize. I know I'm butchering that name, but I apologize on that one. 3 for 3 with an RBI and run scored, and MJ Martin goes 2 for 4. The game was tied 7-7, and Emily Pantera has the game-winning RBI for Will South. For Star Point, Mariah Schatz goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Anna Solar goes 2 for 4. Gianna Adamo goes 2 for 4, and Caitlin Hawkins goes 2 for 4 for Star Point in that one. We're going to go to Ken East as Ken East beats Wilson 5-4. Madison Esmond goes 2 for 4. Jane Riley goes 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Cameron Smith goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Gianna Kaur goes 2 for 4. Angelina Roush goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And Gianna Kaur has 13 strikeouts in the victory for Ken East. And then for Wilson, Caitlin Ferry goes 3 for 4 with an RBI for Wilson. We're going to finish right here as Ken East wins 7-3 over North Tonawanda. Gianna Core goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, runs scored, and a home run. Jane Riley has a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. Gabrielle Sordetto goes 2 for 3. And Gianna Core has 8 strikeouts in the victory for Ken East. So there we have it right there, folks. That right there is the end of our interview for both baseball and softball. We've gone over. There was over 125 baseball players recognized, 125 softball players recognized, 250 players, 2 great interviews. We'll have next episode next week. I want to say thanks so much for joining me. Look out. Please support these causes that we talked about. We've got some great families that could really use our help. And no doubt, we want to make sure we give them all the attention that we can because they are fantastic families. Baseball, softball, it's your time. You're getting your chance to be recognized. Let's support each other. Let's make sure if there's someone that you thought needed to be heard, please make sure your coach sends a message in. We'll make sure they get recognized. But this is about you as a player to get recognized. And I'll tell you, thanks so much. I think this has been so much fun putting together. But right now, enjoy your week. Have a great baseball week and look forward to episode 3 next Thursday night.